Hey, this is Brant with Vintage Statements, and today we've got a bedroom set that we're gonna redo, so follow along. Alright, overall what we've got here is a 9-drawer dresser, a headboard, a footboard, a mirror, and one nightstand that we're going to redo. So the client's plan that they want is we're going to paint the base, we're going to stain the top if possible. There's a lot of angles, a lot of things that we got to do to this piece, so this is going to take quite a bit of time. But first thing we got to do, remove all the hardware, then we can start sanding, we can paint, we'll scuff, we'll wax, and we'll get this piece finalized. So let's get the hardware off. Let's check everything, make sure it's in good condition. We'll glue this piece nice and tight so that'll stay real structurally strong. And well, we've got hours ahead of us of sanding, but we'll get to that after we get all the hardware off. Alright, we got the hardware off, the frame looks good, and so we got everything spread out here. What we're going to do is use our DeWalt sander, 80 grit sandpaper. I'm going to do the sides, the fronts, all the drawers, everything that I can with the DeWalt, and then I'm going to take the paper off, and then I'm going to start doing the edges, anything that's rounded on that. I'm going to leave the tops on both these pieces for a little bit later. The sides, what we're trying to do is just scuff it so the paint sticks really nice, and look for any little misimperfections. We'll try to get rid of those. The tops we're actually going to stain, so I've got to take a lot more time, sand these down, get the grooves here. This is not the easy part of the project. So if you have one of these, think about that staining process. This top takes quite a bit of time. So let's get started. 80 grit sandpaper, DeWalt sander, face mask. We'll do the sides, then we'll start on the tops. I've got the headboard and the headboard and the footboard over here. We'll get that sanded down with the DeWalt and hand sanding. The mirror, I'm gonna leave for the end, because you gotta take the mirror out, all that stuff. I don't want any distractions on that. I want the mirror to be pulled out. I want the frame done as fast as I can of the mirror frame, so I can put the mirror back in. I don't want it cracking or getting any issues, so we'll set that one aside. Here we go. Alright, we're to a point where we can start painting this piece. We've vacuumed it off, we've wiped it down, and now we can start painting. So today we're going to use what's called SuperNova as the color. It's Behr Prime and Paint Eggshell as the finish. So I got my wood stick brush, and what we're going to do is just break this large project down into smaller pieces. I like accomplishments and goals, so we're going to do all the drawers twice, set them aside, grab the nightstand, do it, do the dresser, and then we can start tangling
with the headboard and footboard, and then, well, finish this off with that mirror. So we've got quite a few hours ahead of us, and quite a bit of work ahead of us too. So let's get started painting. Do one, set it aside, grab another, keep going.
Alright, while the paint dries on the headboard and the footboard, we're going to start throwing some stain on the top of these. And well, our client has decided special walnut's going to be the color. And well, got a little sample here. This is all we really need. So we're going to put it on, do the edge, do the top, wipe it down, and well, we'll let it dry overnight. And then what we'll do is, after we sand this all down, is we'll wax this top again and really bring that to life. So first thing, let's get some stain on it. I've got my stain here, again special walnut, and I'm gonna put it on with a rag. We can start working on this mirror. These things can be really tough. Luckily, I got really lucky on this one. It's got screws in here that hold the back in. Sometimes it's staples, sometimes it's glue, sometimes it's a thin cardboard that just kind of falls out, and well, it can be a mess. But what we're gonna do, remove all the screws, take this backup plate, set it aside. We're not gonna have to paint this or anything like that. We're gonna leave that original. And then we're going to pull the mirror out, which is the heaviest part and the most crucial part, not to break or anything like that. We'll set all that aside, and then we'll get down to this frame. We'll do a quick sand, paint, and then we can get to the point where we're scuffing everything. So lots of screws, lots of time ahead of us. Let's get started. Alright, so we've let the stain dry overnight. The paint's got a couple days of drying in it, so that we're good there. Now, for us and our client, we want a little bit of a farm style look, so we're going to scuff this up. And by doing that, we're going to use our old sandpaper here from previous projects. So this is a step that you could skip if you wanted to leave it solid, but we're not going to do that. So we're just going to go through, we're just giving this a light one, so just the edges, just normal wear and tear. We're not going heavy on this piece, so keep that in mind. determine that before you start painting and before you come up with your concept of are you going to scuff or not, because it's an extra step. Not too bad. A lot of stuff here though to do. So we'll do this. We'll do the drawers. We'll do the nightstand. We'll do the headboard, the footboard, the mirror frame, and then we can start waxing. So let's get started. Alright, a lot of work already completed. We got a little bit left. So now what we're going to do is use our wax, our mini wax here, our Behr finishing wax, natural color. We're going to do the tops, and then we're going to do the frames, the drawers, the footboard, headboard, all that. And then we can start reassembling all this, and well, we'll see what it looks like at the end. So let's get started. Alright, here it is completed. SuperNova paint color by Behr Prime and Paint. Special walnut stain top. We sanded it all down, we painted it, we scuffed it up, we waxed it. Well, the end result's pretty amazing. If you like this and many of our other projects, subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook and Instagram, and well, we'll keep doing some really cool projects like this, and hopefully we get to see them in the houses.